My name is Stacey Yvonne. I'm with Pride.com.
Hi, yes.
I adore you.
Thank you.
As everyone does, but I adore this movie. And it was your first directorial effort for a feature film.
Yes.
Tell us about the experience. How did you get involved?
Well, it found me. Christine Vachon, David Hinojosa, DJ Guggenheim, and Andrew Lauren got the script, and they thought of me, and they called me, and what a gift and what a blessing. I chose myself decades ago, and I chose myself in a time when my queerness was not popular. Everybody told me my queerness would be my liability, allies and haters alike, and it was for decades until it wasn't.
That's your strength.
And now it's my superpower.
Yes.
And now it's time to change the world. Period.
Yes.
So here I am, girl.
Here we are. I love it. Well, one thing I love about it, and I've been harping about this forever, I was like, we need more gay coming of age stories within the LGBTQ community. We need
and not coming out.
Exactly.
Coming of age is different from coming out.
Yes, exactly. So
Yes.
Tell us about the importance of that distinction for you.
Well, for me, one of the things that I've been saying, because for the first 30 years plus of queer narratives, it was all about coming out. Always about coming out. And it's like, we're actually beyond coming out. We're here, we're queer, get used to it, get over it. Now it's time to tell some other stories. And that was what was so powerful about reading this one, is that it's not about, ooh, I'm trans, will you like me? Please, please, please like me. No, it's I'm trans, and everybody already knows. And everybody already respects and honors my humanity inside of that. And the ones who don't will be showed the door. That's powerful, and that's wonderful.
Well, what's it been like for you? Because these kids now, in this generation, there are spaces where it's acceptable and it's like, it's just the norm. What's it like being able to kind of see that and to see that transition into more just natural acceptance?
It's magical. It really takes my breath away. And now we have to make sure that generation engages in politics.
Yes.
We have to make sure that they vote. We have to make sure that that generation, is it Gen Z? What is it, Gen?
They might be an alpha now.
I don't know. Lord Jesus.
It's a baby.
It's so fast, but our power comes in our voices. You've been empowered. We've been empowered to have a voice, and now we have to use it.
We are with the woman of the hour, Ms. Eva the Diva. I love it. Tell us about how you're feeling tonight. What are you excited about?
I'm super, super hyped for everyone to see this film. I'm super hyped for everyone to honor Billy. This is the 40th anniversary of Outfest. Billy is getting an amazing, amazing honor. And yeah, there's just so much good energy. Yeah.
Well, I love this movie because it is a coming of age film. It's a rom-com. It's YA. It's everything that they would never associate with the LGBT community, And so I love that we have this kind of feel-good story. What has that meant to you as an actress?
Working on this film has been such a dream because I was always searching for something like it growing up, and I couldn't quite find it, I was looking through media and television and books even, and I just kind of kept coming up short. So now, there will be another little black trans girl growing up in the middle of nowhere who can hop on Amazon Prime Video and see someone just like her.
I absolutely love that, and it's so important. We talk about the idea that a lot of the LGBT community doesn't have ancestors just due to just ravages and hatred and all of that stuff. And so now we're starting to make those icons where people are like, oh yeah, when I was little, I watched, Anything's Possible, and that's what helped me kind of live my true self. What does it feel like to kind of be a part of that movement, to kind of be a trailblazer in that way?
It feels really, really amazing, and it's really just such a beautiful honor. I am very sad that we haven't had more of this. Luckily, this is the first of many.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is such a cute movie, and it's not very often that you get cute movies that have a trans lead as a star, that has a queer storyline, and something where the male character is so kind of self-actualized. I love going on the Reddit, going on the Discord, and being like, look, I need some advice this time. I'm the one who needs it. Tell me about how you became involved.
I'm gonna be very real with you. So, when I first got the audition for this, I had like 30 pages of material that day. I had like 17 auditions I had to record. So, I'm a bad actor, and I did not read that script that day. It wasn't until I got the call back that I was like, I really should read the script. And I'm like, I'm reading down it, and like a couple of paragraphs in, I'm like, wow, this boy says a lot. And then I found out, he's the male lead of it. So, it came to me. I got really lucky. Yeah.
Well, I think you do such a great job with it, especially in terms of putting forth this huge message. It is a big message, but doing it in a way that is youthful and that's cool, the kind of thing. What was your process kind of going towards it? Who has called that to you?
For me, it was, I kind of had to get myself in a very different mindset going to this movie, because at the end of the day, Call leads from his heart, and is one of those rare human beings who are not afraid to just say what they feel and not be ashamed of it. That it's okay to tell someone, hey, like, I look at you and my heart, pumps up. So, what?
We're finished.
Is my booty in the shot?
We'll get you in. But we're gonna go ahead.
To get to live in this body that is unafraid to feel and unafraid to just express joy bravely was a gift. Because we live in a world where that's normally something you apologize for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the writer of this wonderful, cute little film, Anything's Possible. Anything really is possible. We have this fabulous little rom-com that has a person of trans identity as the lead. Tell us about kind of how you came up with this.
That's right. I think I wrote this in a time when I was first considering transition for myself, coming to terms with my trans identity. I think I was just like looking for stories about trans joy. I was worried that I was gonna have a hard time, that I wasn't gonna be loved, and I imagined this from like things I was observing in the internet and real world with the kids today, that more and more trans women are being accepted and being loved and having relationships, and I wanted to explore what that was like.
I absolutely love that. How did you end up getting hooked up with Billy?
Billy was brought into the project through the producers, and I was immediately on board with Billy. They were like, oh, what do you think about Billy? I was like, yes.
It's a fantastic collaboration.
Yeah.
What was it like kind of working together to bring this to life?
It was just like baseline very fun. Like since the first time I talked to him, we had a very intense like intellectual conversation about like gender and like what our two identities mean for the both of us in like different times, and like it was an instant connection. I think we connected with he connected with the script for like kind of different reasons than I did, and like reminded me what it was about joy and love, and like he brought this creative intensity that kind of blew the script, like exploded it to like way more than I ever expected. It was really cool.
Well, I'm so excited for everyone to see it tonight. I've watched most of it, and I'm excited to watch the rest tonight. It's such a fun and loving story. Is there any kind of overall message that you want people to take away while watching?
I think that, like the main message that's important to me is that of trans joy. Like I was saying, like if you're a trans girl, like love is possible. Not only possible, it's probable. Like you're gonna be loved completely for who you are and nothing else. And like that's something I think we as trans people often forget. And I just hope this story reminds people watching that whoever you are, trans, any sort of different thing, that love is around the corner, and it's not only is anything possible, anything's probable.
Tell us all about your character.
So I play Yvonne. She is the best friend of the main character, and she initially gets jealous that we have a crush on the same guy, and she doesn't really understand in her high school mind that someone who is trans can be loved, and she's a cis woman, and she thinks that she's also the only child, and so she's used to getting things that she wants. But in the end, it's a bit of a coming of age moment for her. She realizes that her insecurities are hurting her friends, and she comes around. So yeah.
Well, that's what I loved about your character, because she was very, very high school in that way, where it was like, first of all, I saw him first, and you don't need it. And then, right, and like Chris, you can't be friends with her anymore. And then Chris was like, I'll be friends with who I want. And it just absolutely touched my heart, because you don't see these types of movies that have LGBTQ themes. Tell us about kind of what it means to be in a movie like this that's kind of opening the next door.
Oh my gosh. It is such a dream as an artist to be able to work on projects that make the revolution irresistible. And so, I mean, that is the job of the artist, and that's exactly what we're doing with this film. We are, the world is changing, it's ever evolving, and so we have to, we're giving trans people, we're giving women of color a voice, and I think that is so important, and as an artist, that is your job, and it's such a dream, yeah.
Well, it is a job that you do so well, and you look good doing it. We are standing here with Kelly Lamar, give me some more, Wilson. She plays Chris in this cute little film. Tell us all about Chris. Who is she?
Chris is a bold, unapologetic best friend of Kelsa. She is an individual from the helm of the film, which I love because it kind of breaks stereotypes of the normal high school trope, and yeah, she expresses her emotion through her wardrobe and her fashion, and she is deeply, fiercely loyal to her best friend.
So what was it like getting to embody all of the different styles? You had pink hair, you had blonde hair, it was all over the place.
All over the place. It was so fun. It taught me a lot about leading with my essence and my personality. I think as women a lot of times we're told like, oh, your hair is your best feature, or your eyes, and you can sort of get lost in that and then forget that, you are more than just your look. So the irony is that with all of these new, fun, crazy looks, it gave me a greater sense of self and showed me that I can be bold and I can be unapologetic in my life as well, and I don't have to identify with like how society sees me all the time. Does that make sense?
It makes plenty of sense. I absolutely love that, and I think it really does come through. You have such a presence within the film, and like you said, it really does kind of bash down those stereotypes of girls not really having independent thought, and not having like giving into kind of hive minds.
Right. Well, even now with social media, I see a lot of young women following trends and just doing what is popular, which is cool because it's for brands that helps them, right? But I do feel like I've seen a sense of losing a sense of individuality in that, and so something that I like to do is I love to vintage shop, I love to thrift, because you find pieces that are one of a kind and that speak to you versus following something that you think is on trend and that everybody else is wearing, so I need to wear it too. It's like, no, like actually, what do I prefer? What do I like?
You can put your own stamp on it.
Yes, and mix and match and find pieces that go together for you, and it doesn't have to necessarily fit in one box of, oh, I saw this girl on TikTok doing that. No, it's like what feels good to me, and that's I think what Chris emblems really well in this whole film is that she doesn't do anything for anybody else. She does everything for what feels good to her, which comes back to bite her in the ass. It does.
Hey.
But you know what? It's like you live and learn.
She's young.
She's young, and she's figuring it out. But ultimately, I think it's a good message to send to young women.
We have Coleman Domingo. Now, you are actually going to be in one of the shorts that are featured.
In one of the shorts, I'm in two of the shorts actually. I'm in one of the shorts directed by this man who wrote it, called P.J. Palmer. Wonderful, wonderful human, great filmmaker. And Chris Sheffield is my co-star. And we created this beautiful, compelling, complex story about love. Just about like supporting love in all forms and how there are forces trying to upend that. Sound familiar?
Right.
Sounds quite familiar, right? Yeah, so he's tapped into the zeitgeist and wrote a very personal story, and we're very proud of it. I love the work that's out there. Yeah. And one called New Moon, which is a short animation that I star in, I produced, and I wrote. And it's taken from a solo show of mine called A Boy and His Soul, and it's really a love letter to Black mothers and sons.
Stacey, it's incredible.
I'm sure it is. I was going to say, who did the animation for it?
These two gentlemen out of Lyon, France, called Jeremy Ballet and Jeff Lefig. These are two guys that I found online when I was just researching. I got the I was asking Matthew A. Cherry a couple years ago about animation. He said, start watching animation, seeing what you like, and then see if that animator's for you. And I just did a cold reach out. Once I saw these animators, they did something about James Baldwin, and it was beautiful. And I reached out and sent them my script, and I said, would you be interested? I didn't know anything about animation, how much it costs, the work, how you do it. So we went on this journey to just create something. So between 4 people, myself and my husband Raul, who's the president of my company, Raul directed the rotoscopy. The 2 guys did all the animation, storyboards and all from France. One of them doesn't even speak English, and we just communicated online for 2 years, and finally created it, finished it in March.
Well, congrats. That is such a wonderful undertaking. And of course, this is the perfect year, 40th anniversary to premiere it. So I'm so excited to see it. What else are you excited about?
I'm excited about so many things, man. I was just nominated for an Emmy.
I know, I'm so excited!
And I'm actually getting more excited about it because I didn't know how to feel about it, but now I feel excited because everybody else is excited.
I'm trying to find the voters.
My friends are
We'll
excited.
get you on the ballot.
I'm excited for it. You know, I'm excited. So I feel like, you know, I'm just one of those people like believe like it's not only my nomination, it's for my whole team. It's for my friends, my family. We're all working hard. People who are not amplified often is like, hey, stay in there, just keep doing the work. So I feel like it's a great momentum for all of us. You know, I really do.
We are with the wonderful, enigmatic, beautiful Johnny Sibley. Hi, Johnny.
Hi.
What are you excited about?
I am excited to be here supporting Billy, supporting this film. I'm very excited to be supporting 40 years of Outfest. You know, this is the breeding ground for what's next for queer sickeningness. You know, talent, writers, directors, producers, actors. It's such a great opportunity for people not only to show their gifts to the world, but for the world to receive it in a way that might have not been possible if Outfest didn't exist.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you in anything?
I am on Saturday. I'm in a short film with Cheyenne Jackson, Angelica Ross, Drew Droege. Yeah, it's going to be great.
What's it called?
It's called Brutal.
Hello, everybody. I'm with the man of the hour, man of the night, the parent, what do we call it? The curator, the caretaker.
Theo, the Thea, you know how it goes.
Exactly. Outfest at 40 years old. Tell us, what do we have to look forward to?
You know, as the executive director of Outfest, you are under so much pressure anytime a big old milestone comes up. And this year, we hope we pulled out all stops. We're back at our favorite venues, the Ford Amphitheater, the DGA. Everything seemed like it was in renovation just before COVID. And then while everything got cute, it all closed down. And so we are just excited to open up our doors. For those that want to be outdoors, we have options for you. Virtual, we have options for you. We've listened to our community. We have films that are exhilarating and fun and loving and are demonstrating just how far our community has come. That's what I'm hoping everybody finds when they look up under the hood.
Well, I know they're going to have the world premiere of A League of Their Own. We're going to have the 20th anniversary of Far From Heaven. So many different things going on. What are you most looking forward to?
Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say what I'm most looking forward to. I mean, listen, anytime Rosie O'Donnell's going to be leading a panel, and you know, of those powerful women, I think that's something that's going to be really exciting to see what Kathy Griffin has to say after being out of the spotlight for a while at the Ford that night. I think is going to be really powerful. I think the most incredible thing that we have, though, is the Trans, Non-Binary, and Intersex Summit, and that's not just for that community. That is for allies who have been claiming, hey, we've got your back, to actually show up and learn something. And so that's next Saturday. That's something that I encourage everybody to come and see. Oh, there's just so much, but we really hope everybody checks something out.
Today we are standing here with Justin Tranter, and she a diamond, because she really is. Yes! You are the writer of the song that is featured in the movie. Tell us a little more about it.
I am one of the writers. I was joined with Justin Tranter and Aaron Kanata and Billy Porter himself that poured so much creativity and so much love into this project. I feel like it's definitely a passion project. Yeah. It means so much to all of us, and hopefully it's received well and people feel seen and empowered.
I love it. So you curated the entire soundtrack, correct? Tell us what that experience was like.
It was unbelievable. I mean, for Billy to show me the movie as it was progressing, and even before he shot it was telling me stories and telling me his intentions, and to see it unfold and be able to create, I think we have 6 original songs for the whole movie, and then also to be able to curate songs that Billy and I did not create together, to find the right ones to match the emotions and match the story was such a beautiful, honestly very easy journey. Like, this is our community, this is our world. To create music for a movie that represents our community is such a dream come true.
Well, the music was so impactful, and it really did fit in with the storylines. Yes, tell us what it was like writing this song specifically. Tell me the name of it again.
Well, it's impossible. It's possible.
There we go. Okay.
And so it's a magical, song. I mean, it's so meaningful.
Anthemic.
It's anthemic, exactly. And it gives so much hope and so much, just power to our community that we're here, that we're living, honey. We're out here in these streets, honey. And what you thought was impossible for us is actually possible, honey. All the things you tried to make impossible, it's possible.
That's right.
And so
that's the song.
That's the song,
We are with Farida Betamosi, the artistic director for Outfest. 40 years this year. Tell us what we have to look forward to.
Well, we're just really excited to be in our 40th year, to be able to represent all the different members of our community on screen, off screen, and just build opportunities for people to really just see themselves represented.
So what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to everything, but I'm definitely taking off my badge and going to be having a good time at the Alchemy Party with Big Frida. That is definitely a highlight for me.